Boniface Okezie is a national chairman, Progressive Shareholders Association of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Yeah, my pleasure. Good morning.
Well, yes, this seems to be blowing up so quick and fast, and shareholders, you also have some stake in this one. What's your thought this morning? I mean, his chairman has resigned, other committees in place, so we can now get to the root of this matter, shouldn't we?
Well, I'm totally in support. The last speaker, Mr. Chinyenigwe, former member of the House of Reps, I totally agree in his submissions. If you're probing and somebody say, I get bribe, somebody say, I didn't receive bribe, somebody assume receiving the bribe has stepped aside, has resigned from that committee, it's also behoved that SEC DG, who been alleged offering that bribe, should step aside. And that's only fairness can come in. But unfortunately, the media have taken sides, bias, in this whole exercise going on, which is totally wrong.
Maybe you prove.
I am not against. I'm not with SEC. I'm not with National Assembly. I have to be neutral because I have also robbed as a shareholder.
You know, when people, Mr. Okezie, when people talk about media taking sides, I always like it when they say, and you have to come up and let us in.
I'm a friend of media. I know what's going on.
No, forget about friend of media because we invited you, so you should. When you say media, you are making a blanket statement. So could you space it more before we get back to the nitty-gritty of this whole affair? Where has the media taken sides?
Yeah,
and
what
media are you talking about?
Both print, both electronic media. Okay? If you read last 2 days, where the issues bordering on National Assembly members on this probe have not been given the publicity we're receiving. Everything have been projected that Ote is innocent in the whole this exercise.
Everything?
Of course, because the way they have been writing it, the way they are projecting it, that National Assembly go wrong by asking those questions.
But you're here talking.
Because by asking those questions, which is wrong.
No, you're
because there's nothing wrong in National Assembly to asking her what was your role in the nationalized bank. A bank took over by CBN for 2 years.
But you're here speaking.
And she was there.
And you're here speaking.
How did you protect investors? That's the question put to her.
No.
Go straight to answer the question, she didn't.
No, we have to clarify the media taking sides, honestly. You're here speaking freely. You're here. No one has asked you even for money. And you're here speaking freely. So you're saying that the media has taken sides, and you say the entire media. How fair can that be?
Well, that's my own understanding, and the whole world have known it. The media have taken side.
Okay, Mr. Okezie, we cannot convince you on that particular statement. It's your own opinion, like you rightly pointed. Exactly. Yeah. But what about a situation where you say we're asking questions and giving you room to answer, and a situation whereby we ask you questions and before you answer the question, we're telling you, hold it there, and then we ask you the next question, and then we begin to put things to you. Would you like that particular situation or scenario? Because this is not just about the media. This is about what the public saw. This is about public perception. In terms of manner of questioning, don't you think that already the House of Reps the House of Reps committee did a terrible job in that line of questioning?
I saw it. I witnessed it. She was given ample opportunity to respond until when she started dramatizing to read the issue, the question. The honorable chairman said, put the microphone off, because she was not going to the issue. If the first day he knew that these people demanded for gratification, bribe, this and that, the first day she appeared, he would have brought this issue up.
Is it allowed?
He couldn't have been able to sit. The second day, the third day, he now bring down this issue because he know that question she cannot provide answer to it.
Is there a
in order to frustrate, in order to divert attention, he now brought this issue. And the media, you also media say, "Oh, they fight back."
We can analyze it. We can analyze it that way. But when people ask questions,
I watch the program.
When people ask questions, isn't it right that they ask their questions with some amount of decorum?
Of course, there was decorum.
When we speak with you, isn't it right that we speak with you with some amount of respect?
Yes.
Did you see respect?
There was no respect shown to her because she's the second DG.
And the line
elected people represent the masses, represented the constituencies. So you cannot compare the G7 with the half of members.
You see, actually, I mean, what
are we talking about?
A good thing you said that it is your own understanding of the way media coverage is going about this thing. It's a public debate. It was televised live. All parties, I mean, there was no restriction on how they responded. It was all seen. It was on the same media that people get to know that shareholders like yourself are asking her to resign. It was from the same. If you're talking about columns, advertorials, media literacy is completely different ballgame. So, but it's your opinion. You say it is. But
let me tell you, for the one before her appointment was made, I'm from Abia State.
You're going way back now.
She cannot more than Abia than me.
No,
I'm an Abia State.
Yeah, but this is not about Abia State.
It's not about. Which is wrong.
It's not about Abia
Because
State.
poverty does not know where you come from.
From your perspective,
because I made my investment, she had not made investment.
What is
She's
wrong?
Not a stakeholder.
What is
on
wrong
the
in
side,
this? What is wrong? What has gone wrong in SEC in the first place? Because that is what the National Assembly.
That's the question put to her. How do we find a lasting solution?
Yeah, but
to this problem that characterize the capital market.
We didn't say that question.
And the confidence has been eroded among investors.
Mr. Okezie,
how do we find a solution to move forward?
Mr. Okezie, we didn't see that on television.
You didn't see that?
We didn't see that question. So maybe perhaps let's go back. Maybe it's another biased media. No, tell us. That question wasn't asked. What, I don't know. What session were you at?
Suleiman, the question I put to you now, that is the essence of public hearing.
But that wasn't what they did.
And that public hearing, you must go in deep, even internally. What I said, who is claimed that she is fighting corruption, but there's agency saddled to fight corruption.
Is it about the individual?
But SEC is own cannot be said to fight corruption. And if you are fighting corruption, how can you spend over 30 million accommodation? These are things. The SEC are inquiring for,
It's not been proven yet. It's an allegation.
It's not been proven. It's an allegation. Yeah. She also made allegation of bribery, which are not been proven.
Yeah, but
and now what everybody is demanding for equity, for fairness, she had to step down.
But
the honourable member and the whole entire that committee have resigned from that,
From the committee, not from the National Assembly.
All over the world. I mean, the National Assembly probe committee on the capital market. All of them have stepped down.
From the committee?
From that committee, yes.
Not from the National Assembly.
I said from that committee.
Yes, not from the
committee, National Assembly
not
members.
from the National Assembly.
They didn't leave as representatives.
That's what people are saying. But people are saying that if you have, if they have thrown stones at you in terms of trying to, say that you could be corrupt, is it not right for you to step down from the National Assembly, to resign from the National Assembly?
How can she resign National Assembly?
Not
so why should she resign from her position?
Which position?
Because they are still in the National Assembly.
Okay, let her step down.
So if she resigns,
pending the outcome of the investigation. Because Honorable Hembe said, IPC, ICP as well, we are here. Yes, I are here. I submit myself for probe.
But it looks as though it's not well thought out. Initially, you said resign. Now you say
submit myself for probe. With the agency saddled to probe corruption.
Now,
she should submit herself.
Could you tell us what exactly is happening in the capital market without talking about individuals? What exactly is wrong with the capital market?
Something wrong with the capital market from the regulators. Okay? I told the example of the banks. Nationalization of the banks, Maybe you might invest in those banks. You're the citizen of Nigeria. And you wake up, the government taking their government machinery, taking your investment fortune from you, treating you as if we are foreigners. Is it right in your own country?
Have you heard the clarification?
I'm coming, 2 years, CBN took over the bank, which unappointed manager to run this bank. And most of them are recapitalized. But the same shareholder who went to meeting to support those moves. And these three banks were not given ample opportunity. Even when they set a goalpost that October or September deadline, you came on June, and took over the bank. That those banks cannot meet all the capitalization within that 3 months. Okay? You did not give due process in how to delete those shares or call for shareholders a meeting by SEC or Nigerian Stock Exchange to explain the details. Even if you nationalize a bank, you have to pay compensation to shareholders. SEC knows this. If the woman knows what she's regulating, that she is there to protect investors. But when the person was thrown at her, he said, I cannot guarantee the investors or the investments that you go there, it's a risk.
Isn't it a risk?
I'm coming. Investment is a risk. When you invested to get dividends not coming to you, that's a risk you took in. When the capital appreciation equity ought to be higher and going down, that's the risk, my brother. It is not a risk that I should lose my investments in the company that's still ongoing. that the company are not liquidated, you say you nationalize. You bail out a bank and you pump money that you are there to protect investors. But somebody now ought to protect you, they not protect you. Because CBN was against, on the side of depositors.
Why don't we talk about the institutions now?
Why regulator in the capital market did not go ahead to protect those ought to protest?
Mr. Okezie, because these are agencies. No, these are agencies and not individuals. But the way and manner with which we're going about it looks like as if it's an individual that is responsible for all of this.
As a CBN governor does not have the companies run, it is a duty of the DGSEC to enlighten him. Look, this company are quoted as stock exchange. And if it's nationalized, them taking decisions.
Is that in the law? Is that in the law?
Of course, it's within the law,
No,
you give
that is SEC DG.
You give 6 weeks notice.
That is SEC DG. That is SEC DG advises the CBN governor.
The night that investment were taken over from investors, nationalized, the first day, SEC give directive for stock exchange to delist those shares. Is it fair? How they regulated us? How they protected us?
But some of these
which ordinarily you should give a notice of 6 weeks for Nigerian Stock Exchange to prepare to delist those equities if the bank cannot continue to be as a growing concern.
Some of these
matters, I must call shareholders to enlighten them, to tell them this is what we are going to do. This arrangement will enter in. Yeah, because this is a duty of state.
A good
thing
the government. They've got 21
days. To pay compensation to these shareholders. Or you take 50% equity.
They've got 21 days now in this matter.
But that was never done.
In this 21 days, so perhaps all of this will come to the fore. But some of these matters that you mentioned, you've been to court on this matter and you lost.
Which one I lost?
About the CBN matter. Some of these matters, the court said the CBN had the right to do what it did, according to Buffy. And so some of these cases, which was also reported in the media.
These are still paid in Supreme Court.
Oh, you appealed?
Of course. Other ones are still in the Federal High Court.
You lost the first
over nationalization. It's still in court.
But you lost to
I have not lost. The nationalization I have not been, advocating. It's there.
But to appeal.
It's still pending. No, the one on nationalization is still in court.
Yeah, but if you appeal.
It's still in Federal High Court. That was not an appeal, whatever.
But the one in appeal, it means you lost.
The one on appeal is not over nationalization. That's on Union Bank.
Yeah, but at least to appeal means you lost the first time.
Which you lost.
Why do you appeal?
Because they are not looking at the point of law.
If he favored you, why did you appeal?
If you say that Sanusi is right, what he was doing, he can take over the bank. That is wrong. You must follow the process. What we are fighting for.
Okay, so in this case now, I mean, even if, because the nationalist, if this committee, if she doesn't, you say resign, you say step aside, I don't even know which one to do now. But by the time they resume, convene, 21 days is there, everyone is supposed to come forward and bring their cases forward, and then they come to resolution. But now, look at some of the headlines now. Foreign investors are threatening to dump their shares in the market.
That's why she should resign. Because her being there is also a threat to foreign investor and local investor that sets the market.
How? That's speculation.
Because she cannot be there in all this mess going on.
Why not?
What are you talking about?
But the mess,
there's a probe
in a developed country.
Shouldn't we get to the bottom of the probe?
Ote should have resigned 2 days for how many? Since last week, should have offered her resignation. Say, look, I'm fed up in the whole lot of things.
But isn't that
because let me tell you, we offer bribes is more liable than the taker.
You know, sir, Mr. Okezie.
If you don't know, it's liable to 2 years imprisonment. Giving a bribe. What are you talking about?
Let's get this question.
Mr. Okezie.
Yeah.
We have to look at, if you look at the genesis, you have to agree that the rot was there before she came in.
Which rot?
The rot.
Which rot?
In the capital market.
What has it improved in the market?
No, I'm asking, Mr. Okezie, was the rot there before she came in?
But she never admitted that was the government.
I'm asking, was the rot there before she came in?
In what area?
In the capital market and the banks. Was the rot there?
I don't know whether it was. You ask her.
So there was no rot as well.
You ask her.
Now I want to ask. Was there any rot for you? Was it perfectly okay for you? Everything was going just fine? It's very important that we answer this question so that we're not accused of bias. You've accused the media of bias, saying that the media, we're all biased. Everybody is biased towards her.
That question should be directed to check whether the market was rot or not.
Was the market experiencing any rot? If the market was experiencing some rot, and this was actually blown into the open, it was a crisis, a confidence crisis.
Who brought the crisis?
Finally, she came in.
Who brought the crisis?
I should ask you.
No. You're in the media.
No, but you're a shareholder.
You are a shareholder. You know when your shares began to deteriorate.
You monitor your shares more than anything.
More than anything else. And that's why you're dodging the question. We can feel your pain here. You're very angry.
You want to tell us?
Let me tell you, Chamberlain, the market had a problem, global meltdown, and which regulator, on their own which never admitted there was a global meltdown. They were attributed that those people who are maybe at NSE are the problem, or the previous management in SEC were the problem on the market. Because if they had admitted that the global meltdown came and affected us, we're not immune. That doesn't even affect us.
The global meltdown affected sharp practices and all that was going on there.
Soludo was governor of CBN. Do you know that Soludo was also telling the banks to prepare for second round of recapitalization or merger and acquisition? Okay? The man will handle him with maturity. He's not done saying that there's no problem in the banking industry after consolidation of 25 billion naira.
How did that problem come about? There was the global meltdown that affected us?
There was still problem when the global meltdown came. Okay? Margin trade loans, financing of importation of oil.
There was the global meltdown that said banks should give
and the bank were giving those money, and the bank was exposed. All of us knew this, and some of them ran into liquidity problem. But Soludo was bringing maturity to bear on those things without making pronouncement like Sanusi did. To watching the whole situation.
We're running out of time. Let's put this in.
These are things. And they never admitted there was a problem in the market. Because if they agreed there was a problem, they would address it.
Let's get this in before you go, because yesterday or so, Mr. Adebisi was here, senior member of the Shareholders Association. He says, well, he approached the DG of SEC and said, listen, there's a meltdown. What's going on? We're losing money. And he said that she admitted, well, there's a challenge, but we were doing something about it.
What has she done?
So, to that extent,
I've been on board.
No, I'm relaying what Mr. Adebisi said. And so there's a challenge, we will face it. So we're hoping that perhaps with this probe coming on now, are you optimistic that, of course, the confidence in the market will be restored?
I don't see, except this probe are thorough, carried out, and will ravel every mystery that's surrounding all the whole shenanigans going on in the capital market. Okay? There will not be, saying the market will rebound tomorrow or next. It's going to take you at least next 5 years. This market will rebound. We're expecting it. The company that listed that they change, we haven't seen fundamental are still there. Most of them, they resort they are talking out now can make you to take position. But people are not keen. Okay? Because of the problem of regulators. Until regulators begin to address the issues they ought to address, we can never see a rebound in the market. Prosecuting innocent people in the name of we are sanitizing the market. Okay? We never bring the solution we are looking at in the capital market.
But to the extent that the media has got that responsibility to bring all sides to the issue here, you cannot accuse the media of being biased, because if...
The media have to be fair and balance the... You have to balance objectively.
Which people do.
Balance the issues.
That's how people got to know.
Not giving somebody dominant that, they have victimized her. She's right, and they know that the government should not have that to question. They have questioned.
A moment here.
How can you violate the civil rule?
How
can you violate the civil rule?
Which have you seen that hasn't given you any kind of fair treatment? For instance, to this program.
I said the whole media in Nigeria.
No,
that's a blanket statement.
China is inclusive.
China should look in where they have aired, or where they have come short, That's left for them. It's a food for thought.
No, you have to say.
I can tell you, it's a food for thought.
Well, to the extent that social issues, categorical statements, you say, well, that's where people got to know your views, for instance. In terms of bias, well, let them see and then make up their minds on that matter. Mr. Boniface Okezie is the National Chairman, Progressive Shareholders Association of Nigeria. And then you're looking forward to this forthcoming session, so that 21 days on earth restore the country.
Yeah, they said they will go on despite every accusation, And that's why I commended the National Assembly, because the National Assembly will have today a thorough. Because under the leadership of Tambo, I don't have doubt they are going to go to the bottom of the routine.
And the media
for you to have those things going on and sanitize the market, this woman has to step aside. That's our submission. And that's entire shareholders agree.